It's a mighty good word, party folk. It's your Mile High Priest. I'm up here on Saturn's Day, recording these videos during the new moon in Aquarius weekend. Hope this finds you very well. This message is for the Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising Collective, regardless of whether you have a distinguished Capricorn placement in your natal chart. This may still resonate with you. I strongly suggest checking out the recent collective video that I did for this new moon in Aquarius. Happy Lunar New Year to y'all, Capricorn. Very exciting timing. I do have the Drowned King as the card I was meditating on for you. This is from The Wild Unknown Alchemy by Kim Krantz. The Drowned King card number 49. Okay, so yeah, a lot of the collective has been experiencing these like downloads, or if not processing of downloads, like seeing where all this kind of illumination, or where they have been illuminated aspects in lifestyle, aspects in work, aspects in relationships, wherever that has been illuminated for you. There is this like mix of determining values in that arena, redistributing and realigning with values as you see fit, coming into this kind of newer vision, this newer, longer path. This message does evoke a timeline of the next, from now until the next lunation. So following this new moon in Aquarius until the new moon in Pisces, but it does extend out till November 8th when the quarter moon in Aquarius squares with the sun in Scorpio. So with that, Capricorn magicians, Capricorn high priests, Capricorn high priestesses, Capricorn queens, Capricornian kings, this is your highest royal, most deep sea underwater adventure court. I'm your effervescent, floating, fleeting Aquarian jester with your messages for your divine inspiration, your spiritual exaltation, and your human evolution. So Capricorn, you did get the Drowned King, which is it. I don't know if that title even evokes any sense of like awe-inspiring, if it's awe-inspiring at all, but it is. Like, I see it as like you've been through this, what the card refers to as an ego death, whether you went kicking and screaming or whether you gladly took it on, right? Points to a lot of like shadow work. You and Cancer especially have been doing a lot of shadow work. I think you've been illuminated in many instances, especially in your what you find valuable and how you then turn around and make money, or like how you make money and what making money means as far as like what you hold valuable, what you hold as valuable, right? Pardon me. So you could be, but it is a well, okay, thank you so much, Goddess Isis. Energy piece is trying to peek out, and you've got really fabulous cards. So I knew that Drowned King wasn't going to bug me out or bug you out. This is the sacred card. So cool, y'all, with the energy card. Yeah, new energy for you. New flow, like you're flowing. Yeah, you're flowing. So whatever ego death, whatever tower, whatever moment of seeming disparity, or like you were like not connected, you were disconnected, you're like, where do I fit in? Like sort of like this scattering, maybe the last year has been for you like very scattering. Maybe since the fall, you're like, what the hell's going on? Like, why am I like feeling like this? Feelings are a big thing for you, like feelings coming online, feeling a lot of different things, feeling yourself and how you fit in the world, feeling like really intuitively sensing and like knowing, like this the connection between you and your spiritual higher self, your subconscious self, your shadow self, your light side, your all. Wow, Capricorn. Order in the Capricorn court. Not that I need any more, but I'm gonna take a little sip chug of my coffee. Apologize. Thank you so much. I hope that I remember to read from the Wild Mystic book. I have been forgetting in certain instances because I've been so wrapped up into these new Moon and Aquarius messages that I'm like very forgetful at the end. I propped it up here for Cancer, which I shouldn't have. It's fine. Regenerating. A lot of regeneration in the air for the collective, so you're not alone in that. You're not necessarily feeling alone. You're feeling well connected. That could be very that particular sensation could be a feeling of new, or a new feeling to you. So it could be very like, what is going on? A lot of electricity, electrical vibrations. You're your inner child, yes, you have been learning how to enjoy yourself more. It really is about all the types of relationships that you're interconnected with, how that affects you and affects others. There is a lot of energy that you're feeling from others, maybe like you're now seeing how you're well connected, like I was saying earlier, like how you move through space-time, how you move through work, how you do work, what you do work for. A lot of that could be very illuminating, or you could have been illuminated to a lot of those paths and where they have led you, how you have manifested thus far, what you have manifested, what you have attained, what you have worked for, how you're working for. All of that is like really, I'm not saying it's changing. It's like you're now, like I said, for I think Gemini, that you are now applying a lot of your psychic intuition. Reevaluating how others fit into the story, realizing where you have been acting maybe hyper independently and where that blocks you from feeling connected to others. You're really going with the flow. You're really in a good spot. You've come out in a good standing, but you're feeling soft and gushy and feelings everywhere. Bringing order. This card keeps coming out for a lot of the signs. Coming back, like a new sense of self, but like having to come back to find the connection between this new you and like where you left off, right? Self-control. So like no longer just running with whatever mood or feeling, right? Like you're really having to really pay close attention to moods especially are being highlighted for you. Thank you so much, Goddess Isis, Sun God Ra, Mercury. Thank you for these clear divine messages for the Capricorn collective, for their new moon in Aquarius, for their lunar new year. Again, these messages do extend for the next 28 days for this lunation cycle, and then until around November 8th, when the next first quarter moon the next first quarter moon in Aquarius. Yes. Pleasure. Come back to pleasure, right? Inner child work. Come back to you. Come back to the new you. Does that ring a bell, the new you. So it's not that you've come to know, like come to realize that you're new. It's like your old ancient personalities are like coming through. Like I keep saying, it's a very highly spiritual moment. A lot of spiritual guides with you, achievement and popularity, like helping you to determine where you stand as far as like how you come into communities and how you help them, where you stand with your community. Yes, family, you are very like you're poised very well. Like even though the Drowned King means you kind of had to succumb to like this ego type of death or like Tower moment. It's now that you've come out and realized like where your spiritual attention can go, where you can put more attention and value highly, reprioritize. When you reprioritize your values, you have prioritized appropriately your children, your family, your loved ones, your connection to your community, connection to friends, what your actions mean as far as like, are they aligned with your purpose and your values? Are they for the highest good of those involved? All of this being very like enlightening to you. So even if you were of that flavor before, it's like, because somehow like your web of the sphere, the web of people that you know, it could be also online, like it has grown, or like you've shifted. Maybe you did create a shift in your timeline this last 3 years, like you went from one career, or you've been in that shift from one career to another. And so like seeing how when you were reprioritizing your values based on your work and your career, it sort of then domino affected a realignment of your values in other aspects of your life. So like your family, your intimate self, like how you treat yourself, how you treat others, how you treat work, how you treat your body, how you treat communication, where you're learning, all of that has like shifted, and now you're seeing the more purposeful path is very like you're feeling new. You're feeling like a new sense of community, right? A new sense of like, where am I going to belong now? Where do I belong now? Oh, I belong here. Wow, I didn't know. Wow, now I know. Very wonderful. Let's not forget that card's there, right? Because I would like to read the sacred card. Thank you so much, Goddess Isis. What messages do we have for the Capricorn collective? Sun God Ra, Mercury, Archangels, Angels, Spirit Guides of the Highest Light. The Six of Pentacles in reverse. So you're not thinking of now necessarily. You're not necessarily thinking of them now. You're thinking of the summer months. That's fine, but it's creating that challenge, right? Like maybe folks don't see you as all there, or maybe you are tending a lot to your emotions, and your emotions can be a challenge, and that's not really allowing you to be there for family, even though you are telling me you are there for family. Or maybe this whole realignment and spending more time with family has like made you realize that you need to restructure your days, and the moods are affecting the days, and how your moods affect your days, or how the moods of others affect you and your days. A lot about your day is changing. The Seven of Cups, Mars and Scorpio. So yeah, perhaps you were presented with a lot of options in the fall, and So that has affected this domino effect of like realigning your days, your time, and who you spend your time with and who you give your energy to. More tending to your family, to your community, right? It has been a challenge. But it is very inspiring for you to take control over this. Maybe it is taking more of your time away from work, right? Like you've had to spend time away from duties and really honoring yourself somehow. Like you've had to reevaluate how you honor you and how you go at things and how you maybe are not able to meet every deadline, every person right now. There's something that I have the Knight of Wands. So Sagittarius, dark side of like too many, like shadow side of Scorpio, too many options, too many things holding you up. And so now having to reevaluate, right? Like determine where you can put all your attention. A lot of it more is like your emotional state or your family. Perhaps it's wanting to reestablish like control of order in the family. That's really at the top of your mind, right? Like maybe there's a little bit of a redirection where you thought you were going to leave, but now you don't want to leave. You don't want to leave. Maybe there is a need to leave. There's a need to leave. There's a need for you to leave. There's a need for you to go. There's a need for you to explore. There's a need for you to wander. There's a need. I have this Chariot and the Six of Wands in reverse. Jupiter in Leo and Cancer, right? Like we've been talking a lot about the Cancer sort of emotional landscape. Yeah, something holds you back, right? Something holds you back from leaving or from getting out of this. Ten of Wands. Did I say Ten of Swords? 10 of Wands. Something holds you back, though, from putting that down, from leaving, from putting it down. You're not moving. You're not something. There's something new to learn, right? Like there's a new. Doesn't have to be like a lesson learned. It could be like something like having to learn or having to it's like a very simply it could just be putting something down, like something that keeps you from family, right? From getting to your family. There's like a block there. And it may be a lot of work, a lot of projects, a lot of to do, too many plans, too many like ideas, like hone in. Perhaps it is more about family and bringing order to yourself, family, and then you. Or like the other way around, I'm sorry. You and family. We can get more clarity on that later. For now, I do want to know where you like stand in the mix of all of this, right? Like, thank you so much, Goddess Isis, Sun God Ra. Wow, I get so like carried away sometimes. Thank y'all so much for being here, hanging out with us. Sun God Ra, Mercury, Goddess Isis, ancestors, wise ancestors, hopeful ancestors, sage ancestors, wise ancestors, helpful spirit guides. Angels, spirit guides of the highest light. Right now you're not staying put. Like maybe, yeah, you did have to leave. Okay, so you're leaving, right? You're not staying put. Let's see. Oh, you're worried about coming back to order, but you have order here on your mind as your like most valuable kind of project, right? Your MVP, coming back to with the Queen of Wands in reverse. A lot of shadow aspects of water signs, so not being able to fully move until you get your emotional self in check. Understanding that whatever you went through is meant to readdress yourself emotionally. You are meant to readdress yourself emotionally. It does affect a lot of your home life, your money, the work. But like it is more, can you clear your mind and clear your emotional state to come back to order with the Emperor in reverse? Have the Queen of Pentacles and the Three of Swords in reverse, but you're not staying there. But obviously that puts you out of order, having to move, and it may be a slow thing. So that isn't helping anyone, right? Have the Sun. What you fear what we've been telling you to, like, come back to you, come back to your joy. Don't be fearful of it. Because look, you get a brand new, like, emotional, like, beginning, like, you come back to it and you come to realize, like, it's a true understanding with the Ace of Swords in reverse. But it's more like putting all that mental strife and then earning your, like, emotional groundedness again by having more trust in yourself and more exploring yourself and who you are in the community, apart from the old, moving away from the old, the sorrow-filled pastures. I don't know why that came to mind. Can we get clarity on the Ten of Wands, please? So, like, it doesn't... Something not progressing fast enough. Maybe this kept you away from the money, right? Like, more projects, more... and slow, like, long-term projects. So, like, things that you thought would be quicker, faster, okay. Something that you thought would be an easier process actually put you in this. Now you're able to see how much you're actually taking on and what that's doing for your financial health. What that's doing for you and your family, right? There's a chariot in upright once I said that. The Ten of Swords in reverse. Or, I'm sorry, upright. And then the Ace of Swords upright. Wow. Okay. The Ten of Wands upright. The Ten of Swords. 10, 10. You've got card number 19 with the Sun. You've got the Ten of Wands twice. 10, 10, 10. It is a realization of what keeps you burdened and, like, struggling, right? Like, in your mind, what makes you feel, what makes you believe that you're in struggle mode when you're not. Now you're able to get out of that. Now you're not staying in that strife or that, like, really, wow, the Nine of Wands. So many repeating cards. Okay. Can we get clarity on the Ace of Swords in reverse? mean, it's like having to dismantle a belief that something is going to work and be the best. You can't win them all, right? Like, it's not about winning them all. It's about getting out when it's time. So not holding on for Four of Pentacles in reverse. Knowing when to let go and when to ride away, sail away, carried away on the boat, right? Away from the misery. And then, yeah, walking away from the misery. So, like, learning when to let go. Perhaps you were holding on too tight to something, to a belief, the world, and upright. But don't shy away from your exaltation here, indignity, right? And learning, like, the true essence of this, like, where you pour too much emotional. You're seeing now how much emotion goes into the work that you do. So having to learn when to walk away and what to walk away, that has been the last year for you. And so now you're onto a new, you are coming back to it, okay? Don't sit in that struggle too long. Go with the flow, go with the flow, go with the flow. Don't give in too much to new passions at the moment. Like, it's not about riding out into the abyss or like to your treasures yet. Like, you will now. You will come to it, right? Star, you will come to the time when it's time to, like, actually get up and go. So Starfish, Sacred. This card represents the sacred geometry and symmetry of nature, from the fractals of succulent plants to the Fibonacci seed spirals on the head of a sunflower. Many natural forms correspond to mathematical and geometrical formulas. Throughout history, philosophers and even scientists and mathematicians have ascribed the remarkable symmetry and geometry of the natural world to a higher power. This is reflected in the architectural symmetry of places of worship, ancient temples, and spiritual artwork. This card tells you to look for the sacred and mundane and the supernatural in the natural. When this card comes into a reading, it is a reminder that we are all unified, similar, and akin to one another. It is a symbol of our connection to each other as well as to the divine, whatever the divine might mean to you. This card signifies our links and bonds with one another through not only our similarities but also our differences. This card might be asking you to rise above a situation or seek enlightenment. The shadows. Perhaps we have become preoccupied with the things that separate us from the other people. We have focused so much on our differences that we have forgotten our connections. Reconciliation with others or with the parts of yourself that have fractured might be necessary. Stones are amethyst, ametrine, celestite, brown jasper, spell work for communication with divine energy, meditating on the self, invocation work, angel magic. Talk to the archangels, especially Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, okay? Archangel Gabriel has been very significant as of late as well, okay? Keep it so real. Capricorn, you've got this. Have a wonderful, happy new moon. You're in alignment with this wild and fun Aquarius season, right? Please enjoy. Keep it so real. Keep it light. I honor your path. I'll be back with more messages